Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
I love going back to our first time we met Anthony Ramos. He came into the show, into the studio. Remember those days we actually went into a studio?
Yeah.
And he came in and he lit it up with his love and his energy. We played his song Mind Over Matter, and it was just fantastic. Well, I got to say, last week, a friend of mine called and said, hey, Anthony Ramos wants to go into the Zoom with you and play some new music. I went, really? So we sat here in the afternoon. Anthony Ramos and a couple of our friends got together, and he played some new music, including the song Stop, which came out last night. And it was just awesome. It was so great to see him, to be with him, to hear the music, to talk about the music. And here he is to talk about the new song now, live from his house in Brooklyn. Are you in Brooklyn? What are you doing, Anthony?
Yes, I'm in Brooklyn. Oh. I'm in Brooklyn with my Frenchie. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Yes, I can hear your Frenchie too.
Hello.
Yeah. There seems to be a little bit of a delay.
Okay,
but that's okay. It's okay. As my mother used to say to me when we got my report card, it's better to be slow than not there at all. So we're okay.
Yes, my mother said it to me many times. Many. I was a solid C plus student, barely.
Excellent.
You know what? It's interesting that we're having some technical whatever going on, but we're used to it. We do this every day, so we have these glitches. So we just kind of lean into it, roll into it. But when you do what you do, when it's time to record music and maybe collaborate with people online, and you have the glitches, do you find it slows you down, or does it just make it interesting because it's a different way of working?
No, it's actually different. Oh man, my dog just totally jumped on me and licked my whole face.
He's being attacked. He's being attacked by his dog.
That's great. A different dog now. Do you notice that's not the same dog?
It is. It's so cute.
Yeah. How many different dogs do you have?
I have two.
You need more.
And the other one is Prince. But I find it I love the challenge. I went to my studio one time and forgot my computer, and my boy Will was like, no, don't worry about it, fret not. We're gonna figure this out. And he had me plug some wire into something. He already had a screen in the computer. He had a screen already. I didn't know we had a computer already in the studio. And he said, just plug that wire into that, do this, do that, do da 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 da. And all of a sudden we were up and running, and we were able to have a session. Technology is amazing. I'm like, no, let's go. Come on, bring on the challenge. Let's figure it out. Yeah, but oh my gosh, my dog is for sure taking a poop right in front of me right now. We ran out of pads. Talk about technology.
Oh my God.
Talk about running out of technology.
That's what your dog. Yeah. So that's what your dog thinks about your new music. I don't know. That's not good. I thought it sounded pretty good. Hey, so you went, Anthony. You went through being on a stage on Broadway to being on stages across America doing your music. And now it's just alone, you and a few people every once in a while. Are you adjusting to that, or do you miss walking out on stage and doing your thing, live performance?
I miss being on stage for sure. I just worked on a thing where we had to go on a stage shoot, and I had to kind of simulate I was performing to a crowd or performing to an empty stage, performing to an empty audience. And I was like, man, I miss, and I got on a stage and I was on the mic, and I was like, dang, I just miss the feeling of just being up here and playing to people and feeling that energy and feeling what that feels like for people to just talk back to you, and people to tell you how they feel, yeah, come on, or talk right. to them or something, that, just that feeling of people just talking back to you and being in that room with you and having those moments with them and having that just having that energy with them in the room. But at the same time, I am enjoying this time of just being able to just create music. It's kind of amazing to have this to not have a timeline. I'm just writing songs and not having this timeline, and being able to just be home and learn how to do that from home as well, and really just create freely and just make songs, make as many as I want, and then like see what sticks and what doesn't. So there are like definitely pros and cons to this moment, but for sure I do miss though. I definitely miss just playing live and
I bet.
performing for people. So I hope that at some
bet you
point
do.
we can get to it. I'm like, please God. I'm like, yo, look, I got the mask ready or something.
No, you don't have to put a mask on. You're fine. You're fine with that. Hey, so we're about to play Anthony's new single called Stop, which I was fortunate enough to hear the other day. That's coming up. The video premieres at noon today, just to let you know. So there's that. And there's one thing I say over and over when we have Anthony on. When he's on stage and he's about to set up a song, he actually, through being very rhythmic, gives you some of the lyrics of the song so you can hear them before he sings them. And it's just kind of amazing how he sets it up. I've never seen an artist set up a song during a live performance like Anthony sets it up. So before we play Stop, how would you set this up if you were on stage and the room was full of people drinking, partying, and having a good time, and you're about to sing your song Stop? How would you set it up?
Well, first I'd tell people that the song was written on March 3rd, and I flew home to New York City. I was in LA on March 3rd. That was the last song on a writing trip, on a 2-month writing trip. And then I flew home the next day on March 4th to New York, to Brooklyn. I get home 2 weeks later, I find out the world had to stop. And the song is about how I couldn't stop personally, just in my own life, and how I didn't know how to just like be still. And I was running and running and running, and I was like here and there, and I just didn't know how to just be still and be with my thoughts and just be in one place. And the lyrics go, sometimes I wish my life was like a photograph. Double tap the good ones and just Photoshop the bad. Put them in my wallet, in my pocket. If I need them, then I got them. But life don't work like that. Sometimes I feel like I'm in Nikes on the track. Even when my feet are up, my mind is running fast. When I'm home, I get impatient. When I'm gone, I kind of hate it. But my life works like that. Sunsets in open water, skies full of technicolor. Beauty right in front of you. There's so much to discover if you stop. Breathe it in for the moment. Stop. Give it a minute and you'll own it. Stop. It's only just begun. Soon it'll be almost over. So just stop. See what comes into focus. Stop. It's kind of crazy what you notice. Stop. It's like a setting sun. Soon it'll be almost over. So just stop, right?
Wow.
It's like I always forget the second verse, but that's that's the gist of the song. I always set it up like that, and I'd be like, y'all listen to the second verse when we play it.
See how he sets that up? This is amazing. It's amazing how he sets that up. Well, look, because we're having a little technical difficulties, you're still shining through like a bright light. We're gonna play Stop now. One more question. When do you think the album will be out? We want to hear the whole thing, Anthony.
I mean, if it was up to me, I'd probably put the album out tomorrow. But there's a plan and there's a whole rollout and there's a whole thing. So I think the album will probably be out at the top of next year. But I'm excited to roll out just song by song by song, and every song has this next album. So the first album, I say to people are like, yo, what's the difference between the first album and the second album? I'm like, yo, the first album, that was story time. That was like the pop-up book. We were like, all right, here's the life story. Here's what we were going through. Here's da-da-da. Second album is like, if anybody who ever been to Six Flags Great Adventure, they know the Nitro is the roller coaster to go on. I said, this second album is like getting on the Nitro at Six Flags. And, it's all about this. It's this tempo. It's still story, but we're hitting them with the tempo. We're hitting them with this adrenaline. Second album that I'm so excited. So hopefully at the top of next year we will have a second album. But we're gonna keep giving y'all music for the rest of the year. We're gonna keep giving y'all singles and I'm hyped to give the world this first one. And again, Elvis. And everybody over Gandhi, just Scary, everybody. I'm just grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for your support. Thank you for playing the joint. Thank you for giving this to the world. Thank you for supporting me always. And I'm grateful for y'all. And I just have so much love for y'all. And I don't want to waste any more time. Y'all play that joint.
You're not wasting time at all. All right, let's play it. Anthony Ramos, thank you for being on today. And here's his latest gift to the world. This is Stop. That was crazy. But we didn't give up.
Yeah, we made it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
All right, well, thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Bye, Anthony.
Bye.
Bye, Anthony.
All
You have
right,
a
y'all.
great weekend. You take care.
Later.
Music sounds awesome. Thanks.
The Mercedes AMG Interview Lounge.